Hi there, here we are again at the home of Jerome Marcus, and we are indeed privileged to have with us Derrick McKenzie of Jamiroquai. Derrick, thanks for coming.
No worries.
You've read Mad, Bad and Dangerous, or part of it.
Bits of it,
the
yeah.
book of Drummers' Tales. Is there anything in the book that reminds you or relates to experiences that you may have had on tour with the band?
I suppose there's a couple of bits that I've read, really, where I've like forgotten bits of music. Yeah. Literally.
So what, you've forgotten?
Just had a mind blank, basically. Yeah.
Which is kind of a panic sort of.
It's just a panic thing. Yeah. But it happened years ago in New York. Yeah. Basically, what happened was we got there, did the sound check, everything was fine, and we're doing a track called Supersonic. Now, Supersonic, it's a straightforward track. Play it all the time. Been playing it for years. You know. Started to play this song. Did the first couple of choruses. Right. Came up to the outro chorus, and then there's a stop. Yeah. Literally, and the whole band just stops. And now I've got to bring the band back in. Yeah. And until I start, nobody else plays. And of course, I stopped and had a mind blank. And dead silence.
Nothing happened.
dead silence. The whole place was just like,
oh no.
And
I'll tell you what, Alf.
And Jay turned around to me. He looked at me, and I went, I've forgotten. He just started laughing. He just fell down on the stage, just laughing. It's a genuine mistake. And like had a complete mind blank.
How long did that gap last?
That would have been about 15 seconds.
15 seconds? Well, that's a lot on stage, isn't it?
Yeah, because you could stop a track, let everybody. I mean, the people were like kind of cheering because they were like, "Is it the end of the track or is it something else?" But then everybody turned. What made it obvious is that the whole band turned round to me as if to say, "And?" I'm like, "What?"
Well, it's good that Jay laughed. Really.
Yeah. No, he's good like that.
And
he's very good like that.
Did the audience laugh at that? Or
The audience laughed at that. And and the good thing about it is that when we make mistakes, we make it pretty obvious it's a mistake. Yeah. You
don't try and disguise it.
No. There's no point in disguising it because everybody knows the track. Yeah. Anyway, they know how it goes and everything. So
shows human as well. Because
we just make just make humour out of it.
I mean, as well as that, do you ever get this sort of thing where you get a panic, muscle memory we're talking about, which is the sort of the thing that consigns certain functions to memory, and you think, what if I forget how to play the drums?
Yeah, I do get that. I must admit, like normally, I could rehearse a track for 2 weeks, 3 weeks straight, and then when it comes to actually going on stage and playing it, just for that one gig, and it's normally, well, a classic one is Rock Dust Light Star, classic track, where it's not a complicated track, but it's quite syncopated, but still straightforward at the same time. You know, quite rocky as well, rocky with a bit of funk and everything. And basically, we can rehearse it for 2 weeks, not a problem. Rehearsal room's great. When it comes to actually doing it on the show, Rob comes in with his guitar. Jay comes in with his lines. I'm a man and moon. Blah 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 blah. Baby, believe me, Start the track, and I'm literally blagging the first 4 bars. Yeah, I'm literally blagging the first 4 bars. I'm like, fuck, how does it go again?
Is that because you're on stage?
It's because I'm on stage, and there's a little bit of panic mode setting in. I'm listening to a click. Yeah, the sound is totally different. As well from the rehearsal rooms, because we're not rehearsing in a big place. We just rehearse at Jay's studio. Yeah. So of course I've got much more of a closer sound. Whereas when we're on the big stage, all I'm hearing is just what's in here. And what's coming up through my drum seat, through my drum stool as well. Yeah. So it just throws me a bit, just for a few bars. So.
But terrifying nonetheless. But
I do go like, oh, how does it go again?
Because if you stop, then that's the whole thing.
The whole thing just falls apart.
Yeah. Whereas
that's what drives it, you see.
If another instrumentalist gets those panics, they can probably get away with perhaps panicking a bit, but then they go back into...
The bass players, his bass, Paul Turner, his bass cut out at one point. Yeah. In the beginning of one track, just completely cut out, wasn't working. Bless him, he was really panicking because he knew he had to be in. Yeah. But it didn't really make much of a difference, as opposed to if I didn't come in, then you'd know. Yeah, because everything would just fall apart. Yeah. Is it so drum led? It's so drum led.
Absolutely. Well, with another thing, I mean, the thing about drumming is it's such a natural process as well.
Yeah.
That the idea of sort of suddenly not being able to do it is sort of kind of fundamentally frightening anyway.
Yeah.
So this instrument we choose to play comes from roots that are so far back with regard to human beings, even, you know, and beyond.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that the name Jamiroquai,
right,
the Iroquois, comes from a Native American tribe, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Who presumably communicated through drumming and smoke signals, things like that. So would you say that because of the nature of what we do, it actually makes us the most level-headed of people? Or are we just balmy?
We're balmy to take the drums on in the first place. That's the first thing, you know, because it's such a coordinated instrument. You know? But as in regards to the relation to the Iroquois thing and the drums, I'd have to say, because the name was made up by Jay in the first place, and he's actually a very funky guy. He's a very percussive.
I've seen the way he warms up before gigs, the way he dances, and the dance moves he does are very precise and very clever.
He's a very percussive guy. He sings very percussively, and when he's writing tracks, he tends to concentrate more on the beats. As opposed to, I mean, he obviously concentrates on the melodic side of it as well, you know.
But he's very aware.
But he's very aware of what the beat is doing. You know, he's very, very aware. You know, he actually literally he makes time. So we literally sit down and have listening sessions. Like literally all day, all night listening session, just playing music on our computers, swapping music and all that type of stuff. But just gathering ideas. You know, just literally just gathering and just being inspired by that whole thing. You know, and the Jamiroquai thing is, it's the jam of music with the Iroquois and Indian things, put them together. Just put them together, you get Jamiroquai. You know. Have you ever had to play drums under real duress, like difficult circumstances, like, you know, being ill or ill or something?
Injured?
The classic experience was my first gig with Jamiroquai ever back in '94. Coming towards the end of the gig, I got cramp in my hand. My whole arm just seized up, basically.
So you couldn't use your right arm?
So basically couldn't use snare hand. Had to ask the manager to come on stage, get me some ice, bung it in a bucket, and still try to play the beat at the same time.
But you managed to do it.
But I managed to do it,
because you know, a man's got to carry on. You know,
got to carry on.
Kind of
and luckily it was the last track.
You
know, so that's the only time I've ever had to play under duress,
apart
from the odd hangover.
Right. We were talking.
Which I kind of sober up after like 2 songs or something. You know.
So do you? I mean, is being on tour with the band after the gig? You can't go to sleep, so you're going to have to do something. So you go and party.
That's normally what happens is, I mean, back in the early days, it would just be mental. Everybody would just go out partying, clubs, whatever, you know. But now it's more of a case of literally everybody just sits down. Has literally like a quiet drink.
It's a more relaxed approach.
It's a more
to
relaxed
down.
approach. Yeah, literally, it's just more relaxed, just to go back to the hotel and just relax and not do anything.
Not do anything at all.
And if we do party, we've got to make sure we've got the next day off.
Yes,
basically. You know.
And do you get this thing about hanging? I mean, in the early days, when you're first in the band and you're not necessarily on the road, but you're playing places like the Borderline or what was the Mean Fiddler or something, and then you've got hours to wait until you're playing at 10 o'clock. And hours with which you can do nothing.
Borderline is a classic place for that. Jazz Cafe is quite good for that.
Do they still that way, is it? They like to sound check quite early?
Yeah, they like to sound check early. Ronnie's is another one.
Ronnie Scott's.
Ronnie Scott's. You go in early. I used to do a monthly gig there. And I'd get in at like 2:30, but we wouldn't go on until 9 o'clock, but we'd sound check at 4 or something.
So you're just hanging around?
So just hanging around, you know, I've set up.
Playing cards, reading the paper
sitting in the small room downstairs, you know, the small change room downstairs, which is classic. Having a burger. Classic Ronnie's burger.
Ronnie's burger.
Got to rate them, they are good. They are good.
But they only take a certain amount of time to eat.
Yeah.
Sunglasses, shades.
Yeah.
It was Bev Bevan's shades in The Move. I was watching when I was 11 on Top of the Pops that inspired me to be a drummer. Because they look so cool, and then the drums look really cool, and then I got obsessed with them and whatever, you know. What inspired you to play drums?
When I was about 4 or 5, I heard a track. It's obviously a rock track. That my mum used to listen to radio, and some rock track with loads of drums. And I think, from what I can remember, I think it was the Sweet or something like that, you know. And also, you know, I used to watch Topper Pops and all that, you know, and of course, drum used to twiddle the old sticks and all that.
And drums look great, don't they? I mean,
and the drums look great, don't they? Sparkly or something.
Sparkly,
you know.
shiny cymbals. Like yes, there's that big. Well, because they're miming, they've got to go like this, like the puppets, you know, Thunderbird puppets. Like that.
But what actually really got me playing drums, what inspired me, was listening to Billy Cobham.
Yeah.
And the Harvey Mason.
Yeah. Would you say they're kind of like favourites of yours?
Yeah,
I mean, if you've
definitely.
got
Like Phil Gould, who wears those glasses, those round glasses, back in his early days, level 42. Yeah.
But who's in your top 10 of favourite drummers?
I don't know. I mean, the people I listen to really would be Art Blakey, Billy Cobham, Harvey Mason, Phil Gould, Sly Dunbar, Dennis Chambers, Clive Stubblefield. You know, all the funky stuff.
Yeah.
Dave Weckl, you know. Because of course, when I was growing up, I was kind of getting more into the technical side as well.
Yeah.
You know, because I was brought up in reggae music. And so to get into that whole technical side, I was listening to Billy Cobham and Harvey Mason and stuff.
So what are Jamiroquai doing at the moment? Are they,
at the minute, we're just going to start a small, mini, sporadic European tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, festivals, basically.
Yeah.
We go to Korea in August to do another couple of festivals. And then later on in the year, fingers crossed, start a new album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Start writing, because it's literally another blank piece of paper, start another album.
And they've been going, I mean, it's a long...
Yeah, I joined in 1994.
Yeah.
So they'd already had the success of the first album.
Yeah.
When I joined on Space Cowboy.
Yeah.
So I think it's like my 19th year now.
And still loving it?
Oh yeah, love it. I do love the gigs. And I love the recording process and the writing process. I used to dread it. I used to really dread it. Before.
Yeah, recording especially, I always found a bit sort of... Because you're so aware that getting the drum track down is the bottom line, really. And
what you do affects...
Yeah, and until you get the drum track down, everybody else has got to stay in the studio.
Yeah.
So once you've done it, you really don't want to have to go and do it again.
That's right. That's right.
But
you do find that also... So like what I recorded back in 1994 affects what I play today, so to speak, you know. So I have to be aware that what I play now, I'm going to have to be playing it for the next 10 years. Because
people want it. They like to hear what they enjoyed the first time round.
Exactly. So you've got to be able to enjoy what you're playing, but be able to play it in 10 years' time.
Yeah.
And people
so you don't do something incredibly virtuoso in the recording session that you can't repeat live, or
that's the
or
other
you might
thing.
find difficult to repeat.
To repeat live,
So it becomes like that thing's coming up now, and it's a bit you know.
What do we do? Type thing. Yeah. But we do tend to record when we're actually recording the album. We record all together.
Yeah. So you do it
as
live.
A band, live, all together.
Hi, hope you enjoyed that first part of our interview with Derrick McKenzie of Jamiroquai. Second part coming soon. In the interview we mentioned the London Drum Show. Well, we're going to be there this year on the 12th and 13th of October at Olympia. We'll be selling signed copies of this book and merchandise. And in the meantime, please remember to like, subscribe and share with all your friends. Cheers.
So I'll do the intro. Just tell me when you're
we are
rolling.
We are.
We are rolling. Do you want to give him a plug?
Yamaha, yes.
Why not?
Thank you very much. Sabian, again, you know, as soon as I say, right, I need a new cymbal,
it's all straight in. Jerome,
thanks Jerome, I made the move. He's been badgering me for years, though. Admittedly, he was badgering me for years. Guaranteed, every Christmas there'll be that phone call.
Hi, hope you enjoyed that first... No. Hi, hope you enjoyed the first part of our interview with Derrick McKenzie.
Right.
We mentioned the London Drum Show there in the interview. Well, we're going to be there this year
That was good.
The London Drum Show. Well, we're going to be there this year on the 12th and 13th of
There's
October.
fucking
So
planes and shit. Hold on. Sorry. No.